Movies Past and Present podcast. It's February 9th, 2022, and this is episode 81. I'm your host, Stanford Clark, and I'm podcasting from the crossroads of the West in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. Just like my blog, moviespastandpresent.com, I'll be providing recommendations, commentary, and reviews about current and classic cinema. Thanks for tuning in, and let's do this thing. New in theaters this Friday, February 11th, we've got 3 releases. First up is Death on the Nile. This is a mystery from 20th Century Studios. It's directed by Kenneth Branagh, and of course, as we all know, it's based on the novel by Agatha Christie. It again features the Belgian sleuth Hercule Poirot, also again portrayed by Kenneth Branagh. Poirot's Egyptian vacation aboard a glamorous river steamer turns into a terrifying search for a murderer when a picture-perfect couple's idyllic honeymoon is tragically cut short. Set against an epic landscape of sweeping desert vistas and the majestic Giza pyramids, this dramatic tale of love gone wrong features a cosmopolitan group of impeccably dressed travelers and enough wicked twists and turns to leave the audience guessing until the final shocking reveal. Death on the Nile is rated PG-13 by the Motion Picture Association for violence, some bloody images, and sexual material. I've had a chance to see Death on the Nile, and I will be reviewing it later in this podcast. Next up is Marry Me. This is a romantic comedy from Universal Pictures, and it's directed by Kat Coiro. This film stars Jennifer Lopez, a.k.a. J-Lo. She plays herself. No, actually, it sure seems like it. She's playing a megastar, like a pop music star, who is going to have a very public wedding with her boyfriend, and also they recorded a hit single together, which is called, shockingly, Marry Me. They're going to get married before an audience of their fans in a ceremony that will also be streamed across the internet. So, cut to a divorced high school math teacher who is played by Owen Wilson, who has been dragged to this event by his daughter. And maybe if you haven't seen the trailer already, the J-Lo character finds out that her musician boyfriend / fiance has been cheating on her, and she finds this out literally seconds before this event is to go live. And so in a moment of what the press materials call inspired insanity, the J-Lo character chooses to marry the divorced high school math teacher, again played by Owen Wilson. So it asked the universal question, and I'm not sure if this is the universal question, but again, I'm just the reporter. Can 2 people from such different worlds bridge the gulf between them and build a place where they both belong? My guess is yes for this movie, but we'll have to see. Marry Me is also really the only kind of classic Valentine's Day romantic comedy that we're getting this season. So anyway, we'll hope it's good. Marry Me is rated PG-13 by the Motion Picture Association for some language and suggestive material. Next up is Blacklight, which is a thriller from Briarcliff Entertainment. And no, I haven't heard of them either. And it's directed by Mark Williams. This is, as they're claiming, a tense action thriller. Liam Neeson stars as a freelance government operative living on the fringes and coming to terms with his shadowy past, which frankly sounds like every Liam Neeson film from like the last 10 years. When he discovers an undercover team that's targeting U.S. citizens, Liam Neeson's character finds himself in the crosshairs of the FBI, and he's attempting redemption by enlisting a journalist to help him get the truth out. But by doing so, his daughter and granddaughter are threatened, which again also sounds like every Liam Neeson film from the last while. So Blacklight, also pre-COVID, all these Liam Neeson films were released in January. This one gets a February release. But anyway, chances are excellent I'm going to be passing on Blacklight because I've already seen the movie previously on a Liam Neeson film from years past. Blacklight is rated PG-13 by the Motion Picture Association for strong violence, action, and language. So again, 3 new movies to check out this weekend: Death on the Nile, Marry Me, and Blacklight. For reviews this week, I'd like to talk about Death on the Nile, which is that new retelling of the classic Agatha Christie book of the same name. As I mentioned, I got to see an early screening of it, and it's really quite good. So I am not that familiar with the source material. I have not read the book. There was a film version done in 1978 that I've seen. It stars Peter Ustinov in the role of Hercule Poirot, and it's just got a terrific all-star cast. It's got Bette Davis, Mia Farrow, Lois Chiles, Olivia Hussey, George Kennedy, Angela Lansbury, David Niven, Maggie Smith, and Jack Warden. So really, solid cast. And I quite like that version. I think it's a very entertaining murder mystery. This new version is quite flashy, and I don't mean that in a negative sense. It's really just beautifully made. Great cinematography, and then great direction from Kenneth Branagh. It also has quite the all-star cast. Of course, Kenneth Branagh as Poirot, and but it's got Tom Bateman, Annette Bening, Russell Brand, Dawn French, Gal Gadot, Armie Hammer, Emma Mackey, Jennifer Saunders, and Letitia Wright, among others. And beautiful costumes, beautiful setting. The boat they're on is just an absolute knockout. So for just kind of a great visual escape, that part I really enjoyed. The murder mystery itself maybe takes a little bit longer to get rolling. However, there's a lot of characters to introduce and a lot of stuff going on. So for me, it never really bogged down. And also, I thought that the editing and the pacing of the film overall was really expertly done. One thing that happens in this film that didn't really happen in the 1978 version is there's quite a bit of an exploration about Poirot himself, and I don't know if that happens in the book, and I didn't mind it. I thought it was an interesting take to make him more of a true character in the story rather than just the detective that comes in and solves the case. So if you've read the book, you can let me know if which version, and you've seen both film versions, the 78 one and then this new one, which one is truer to the book. But still, I thought that this new retelling of it was solid, and was enjoyable and definitely, is worth seeing on the big screen. It's playing exclusively on the big screen right now. And, we'll see if it resonates with movie-going audiences. It definitely resonated with me. In Classic Cinema Corner, Turner Classic Movies is doing another Big Screen Classics screening this month, and it's Lady Sings the Blues, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary. This film celebrates the great American singer Billie Holiday, and really, I think the thing that's most memorable about this film is that it's the film debut of Diana Ross. And Diana Ross plays Billie Holiday, and not only does she play her, she sings all of the Billie Holiday songs that get included in the film. Diana Ross, is of course no stranger to music, being part of the Supremes, and she proves herself, I think, to be just quite a good actress. The film, I've seen it before. It's really a bit of a downer and not necessarily just a great movie. As I mentioned, I think what's really impressive about Diana Ross's performance. Not necessarily that flattering to Billie Holiday, and again, she had a hard life, but interesting, and also that it's the 50th anniversary. Also starring in the film Billy D. Williams, Richard Pryor, and Scatman Crothers. It's just it's got a really good cast. So if you want to check out Lady Sings the Blues on the big screen, it's playing 2 nights, or excuse me, I guess 2 days, and you have to check your local listings, but it's Sunday, February 20th and Wednesday, February 23rd. Usually the theaters in my market play like one show in the afternoon and one show in the evening for these Turner Classic Movies, but honestly, it always depends. So yeah, check your local listings. You can also go to the Fathom Events website. It's fathomevents.com/TCM. I'll have a link to it in the podcast notes on my blog. But you can check out, again, see if it's playing at a theater near you, and check out the movie times. And anyway, it's always fun to see classic cinema on the big screen. Academy Award nominations were just announced, and we've got some good stuff. I am going to focus on. I'll put a link to all the nominees in the podcast notes on my blog, but you probably have already, of course, seen them and heard them. But I just want to go over briefly the 5 films that were nominated for Best Animated Feature Film, and then the 10 films that were nominated for Best Picture. So for animated feature films, we've got just, a great variety of all really good films. So Disney's Encanto was nominated, and of course that made me happy. That's a musical. It's got songs by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and just the stunning animation from the team at Walt Disney Animation Studios. Also nominated is a film called Flea, spelled Flee. Flea, I saw it at the Sundance Film Festival last year. But what's interesting about it, it's a film that is from, it's done by some Danish filmmakers, and it's not only is it an animated film, but it's a documentary. and it's about a gay man who is sharing his story for the first time about his hidden past of fleeing his home country of Afghanistan to Denmark, and what his life was like as a refugee. And it was very well made, and I can see why it got nominated. Not only did this film get nominated for Best Animated Feature, it also got nominated for Best Feature Documentary. So that's Flea. Next up in this category is Luca from Pixar Animation Studios. Again, just a delightful film, and happy that it's gotten recognized. The Mitchell versus the Machines. So that actually is a very well made film too, and happy that it got nominated. And then finally, another film from Walt Disney Animation Studios, Raya and the Last Dragon. Disney released 2 animated films last year. Anyway, those 5, if you haven't already seen them, Encanto, Luca, and Raya and the Last Dragon are all available on Disney Plus. The Mitchells versus the Machines is available on Netflix. And I'm not sure the best way to see Flea. You might need to rent it. I don't believe it's playing on a streaming service, but now that it's been nominated, it's probably gonna increase its visibility too. So keep your eyes peeled. It might be playing at a local theater near you too. So that's for Best Animated Feature Film. Now, just to quickly over to look at the films that were nominated for Best Picture. We've got Belfast. Speaking of Kenneth Branagh, that's another one of his films, and that's a bit of a biopic about himself. Coda. Coda is a very interesting film about a young girl who is the only hearing member of her family. All her parents and her brother are all deaf, and I believe that CODA is an acronym for something like Child of Deaf Adults or something to that extent. I hope I'm saying that's correct. Next up is Don't Look Up, which is a film that I reviewed in a previous episode, but that's that crazy satire that's playing on Netflix. Then there's the film Drive My Car, which is a Japanese film and one that's been getting absolute rave reviews, and I'm hoping to check it out. It's one of those I still need to see. I was happy to see that Dune got nominated for Best Picture, although in a bit of snub, the director Denis Villeneuve, he did not get a Best Director nomination, which I think a lot of people are viewing as a major snub. But, that's just how these things work. Then King Richard got nominated. And that's the movie about the Williams sisters, the tennis players, with Will Smith playing their father. Licorice Pizza, which I've heard really good things about. That's another one I need to see. Nightmare Alley got nominated from Guillermo del Toro. And then the Power of the Dog, which is a Western directed by Jane Campion, who's made quite a comeback. I believe The Power of the Dog has overall gotten the most nominations in all the Oscar categories. And then finally, West Side Story. I was so happy that it got nominated. Of course, it was my favorite picture of last year, and I was just thrilled to see that it got recognized in this way. I typically try to challenge myself to see all the films that have been nominated for Best Picture, and I think I'm going to do that again this year. I know that Cinemark is offering, they're going to have an Oscar movie week next month. There's more information on their website. I'll put a link to it in the podcast notes on my blog. But other theater chains do it too. So again, check your local listings, because again, if possible, I love to see these movies on the big screen. So they're the nominations, and hopefully you'll have a chance to see the ones that you want to see as well. And again, may the best picture win. Well, that does it for this episode of the Movies Past and Present podcast. Again, links and more information about the movies discussed in today's podcast can be found in the podcast notes on my blog at moviespastandpresent.com. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts. I'm also on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. Links are on the blog. And follow me on Instagram. My handle is @moviespap. As always, I hope you'll enjoy some good movies this week, whether they be from the past or the present. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, be safe out there and dedicate yourself to the truth.